All right. Hey, everybody. What's up? How's it going? It is episode number 150 of the Unknown Games podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, and joined with me, as always, we got Alex in the house. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
Good.
What's up, Alex?
Living. Alex is alive, not dead, which is a good thing. Seems pretty good. What was that? What was that? Wait, what? Was that some new... Did you hear that?
Wait, what? Hear what?
I thought I heard like Jason, like, don't go chasing waterfalls.
What?
Wait. Did I go crazy? I thought I just heard something. Okay. Well, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I played that.
Oh, okay. I thought I was crazy. I'm sitting here like, bro, what? I was telling you, man. I thought I heard something. Anyways, yeah. Today we're gonna have a short little show. We're going to be talking about, I've gotten into IRL streaming, like quote unquote got into, but I've taken my baby steps into it. So it's just going to be kind of, how, I put this title as a beginner's guide kind of to IRL streaming. And really I'm going to be going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also the text is cut off. It says a beginner's. There you go.
Yeah. I saw it. I was like, oh,
there you go.
Something strange right there. So this is going to be the first time if you're listening to this, if you want to look on Spotify, this should be uploaded as a video podcast too. So you can either listen on audio or video on Spotify. If you're on YouTube listening live or watching, this is always up. So you can check out the Unknown Games podcast channel, subscribe there. And finally, if you just want to check us out on Twitch, that one we're still waiting for a name change there, but you can check us personally out on Twitch. I'm at NinjaTrixta, and you can catch Alex at Root24. So I believe that's pretty much all the intros and stuff. I'm trying to keep it smoothing and quick. Did I miss anything?
No, I mean, your name now is NinjaTrixta.
I missed my name. It happened.
Yeah, you have to NinjaTrixta plus TA.
Plus the TA. It's so hard to do, but I mean, so what we're going to be talking about today is just IRL streaming, which is in real life streams. And it's, I ended up buying a GoPro over the, Black Friday kind of month or sales from GoPro.com. And I mean, like the prices were cheap. I have a GoPro, I think it's Hero 11.
Yeah, the newest model came out like a month or two ago or something. Yeah, the newest one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got it's really small. It's really nice. I have to say, like I've, just from like a little bit of the experience I've had with it, it's been really easy to shoot with. I got the Volta and, just kind of like the whole media mod or the creators edition, as they say. And that's runs,
your first GoPro, right?
It's my first GoPro. It's my first experience with any of this kind of
with
IRL
an action
stuff.
camera.
With an action type camera. Yeah. But you have like a couple, right? Or like one or two, like GoPros,
I have one GoPro. I have a GoPro Hero 7, which I bought in early 2020, just at the start of the pandemic. Like we didn't know it was gonna be pandemic, right? But
right.
I bought a 7 at the start of 2020 because I was like, oh, I want to like start making video content. I want to start making like videos. I actually wasn't even streaming at that time.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I just want to like make videos and stuff. So I got a GoPro because I didn't know too much about cameras per se. Like I didn't know anything about sensor size or what shutter speed did or aperture, that kind of stuff. But I think the GoPro is really good for selling to a certain audience of people who want to make content but don't really want to learn how to like operate a camera.
Yeah. I mean,
so I got a GoPro. Yeah, and then I used it I brought it on a trip with some friends and friends of friends, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna mount it to the car, I guess, and get some like time lapse footage of the drive and that kind of stuff, and some vlog footage. But I had never vlogged before, so it was so awkward to like point the camera. Even though I was like with friends, it was like so weird to like talk to a camera. I ended up like I ended up like not even taking the camera out a lot because I just felt so uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Time went by, and then I started streaming and stuff. And then recently, I was like, maybe I do want to do some videos and that kind of stuff. And then like by the time that I was like, oh, I do want to make videos and stuff, I like started just buying other cameras. So yeah, the GoPro Hero 7, I have a DJI Action 2, which is another action cam, and then I just have like some other actual cameras and stuff. So
I mean, it's one of those things where I guess first of all, if you're trying to get into this, it's you can either there's a lot of different ways I guess you can kind of approach it, right? So
you can
IRL
actually just use
stream
your
is
phone.
you can use your
Yeah,
phone, like honestly, and
yeah.
that's what I had to end up doing for my first kind of IRL stream, which is essentially using my phone. But yeah, that's the main thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need a camera, and if you're using your phone, there's a mic already attached to that. And after that, it really just becomes a thing of like how much you want a better quality. Like if you're streaming, it's going to be 720 for the most part, unless you got big bucks and you got a stream backpack, you got some good, you know, internet, all that type of stuff. But
You need like good
um,
mobile internet too, yeah,
yeah,
because
good
if
mobile
you have
internet.
a high resolution, you have to push out. You're just pushing more data out. If you're IRL streaming, by the way, if you're just vlogging, whatever camera, use whatever camera you want.
Exactly, exactly. And your quality is going to be set there and you're pretty good. So, for me, I wanted to do IRL streaming just because it's, I was watching some people when they would go around Japan and they were like talking to people, like other Japanese people and having these interactions that I know that I've had and but my chat has been like, "Oh, what's it like in Japan? Like what is this like? How does that work?" Or some of these things, especially even the games that we play. I went to a convenience store like a normal 7-Eleven, and
Hmm.
it was, two things. One, we walked by one of the green payphones outside, which we saw in the
Oh, a
bathhouse.
payphone, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, I told y'all, chat, those things are here. And they're like, oh my goodness, you weren't lying. I'm like, yeah, they're here. And then we walk in the convenience store and,
Like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, credit to Chilla Arts and a couple of these developers that really just make their games highly themed and actually pretty accurate, right?
Yeah,
It
I've said this before about chill arts games in particular. Those games are scarier for anyone who lives in Japan because
mhm,
like it looks like it's like where you live.
it really is.
Like,
Like
yeah,
the
so if you
layout
don't
is
live in Japan,
similar too, you know?
if you don't live in Japan, you play like a game like I don't know, like Night Delivery or whatever. You're like, oh, that was scary, but good thing my suburb, my North American suburb looks so different from this. Like I'm so removed from the game I was just playing, right?
Right, right.
But for like us, we're like, oh fuck, I live in that apartment. Like that is
It
my
it
apartment.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. But I mean that's the kind of joy I get from doing the IRL streaming and it was weird kind of talking to
To a
chat
camera.
to a
Well,
camera.
to
Actually,
chat. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
actually, you know what? Honestly, I will say streaming has helped me because normally it would have been like you talking to like if you're doing vlogging. I know you do a little bit of vlogging, like you just said, talking to the camera and then people walking by you is strange. I was comforted only by the fact I knew I was talking to someone.
You were talking to people on the other side. It was
It,
kind of like a video call, right?
exactly, exactly. It didn't
Yeah.
really phase me that much, and I was reading like, hey, this is this. Hey, what do y'all want to see in here? So, I mean, how do you get past the initial kind of not fear, but just kind of taking your camera out because you have a couple different cameras, like you said. Do you have any tips or tricks for people who are just like maybe nervous about that? Is it the more you
If
do
you
it,
want
the
to like
better you get?
vlog, if you want to
Yeah,
start vlogging,
yeah. If you want to vlog.
well, I mean, like to be honest, like vlogging now is it's like way more common than it was before that. I
Mm-hmm.
think if you walk past someone vlogging, you're just like, oh, they're just vlogging, which is what I've done it. So like I said, like I mean, I've looked footage, I've reviewed footage, and I've noticed like people like turn their head and like look directly at the camera, and I don't even notice because I'm not looking at them right until I review the footage.
Right, right.
But I've like done the same. I've like walked past I've walked past people making TikToks, and I'm like, oh, they're just making a TikTok. So I think a lot of it is just trying to like get used to the fact that like we're kind of in a weird ass social media era now where like a lot of people are doing it. That's not that weird, right? Secondly, I mean, like if you want to make videos outside, like it does help to have a friend along with you, if possible, because then it's not just you. You're like with someone, right?
Right, right.
But I mean, like putting that aside, I think you just have to like I don't know. Like, I think you just have to like switch modes or something. It's weird. Like, I was at where was I recently? I was in like Harajuku, and I'm like, this is so fucking awkward because there's so many people, right?
Right, right.
Especially on Takushadori, right? There's like
Mm-hmm.
so many people.
It's crowded.
Yeah, but then once I started like talking to the camera, I was just like so focused on
The
the
yeah.
camera that I like forgot that people were like around me. So
Honestly, that's what kind of happened to me, and I was really nervous going into like a public place, the convenience store. There wasn't too many people when I entered, but like when I left, there were more people there. And I mean, I had the experience where this lady looked at me, and I'm like talking to
yeah,
chat,
yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
oh, she must think I'm just like talking
To a friend or
to a
something.
friend or something. And in this
Yeah,
case, I had my phone because I couldn't get my GoPro to work with my Wi-Fi hotspot, which hopefully that's going
yeah,
to work this weekend. But yeah, I'm just holding a phone with like this. Freaking like this. It was horrible for me to hold up that, but
yeah.
you know, um, like you said, when you get into that mode, everything else just kind of phases out. And I thought, and I
Yeah,
ended up enjoying it.
I think I mean also the type of camera you're using is also a big is kind of makes a difference. If you're holding like a big like a mirrorless camera, like a full frame mirrorless camera, so like for professional camera, like
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
going to attract so much, especially if like a big microphone on it.
Right.
But if you want to go into a public space and kind of not be looked at so often, definitely like phones are really good because everyone has a
Because
phone.
everyone has a phone. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has a phone. Everyone has like you like, oh, maybe you're just doing a video call, that kind of thing. So I've done that
Hmm.
before. So I was in Akihabara and I was like, I had a camera out, but the moment I stepped into a store, I switched to my cell phone because it's way more normal to just have a phone, right?
Right. Right.
So that's what I mean. Also, GoPros are really good for that. GoPros are tiny, so if you want to film inside a store and not attract too much attention, just bring your GoPro.
Yeah, I mean, I did a short walk outside, and it was just one of these things where I had the GoPro clipped on me, and like I forgot it was clipped on, like because it's light and everything. So I would say like if you are able to do something like that, where you can the less not conspicuous, but just the less you notice it, the less you're gonna feel self conscious about it, and it's just one of those things where it's honestly having kind of hands free is another kind of benefit. But what I definitely did learn was as much as it is easy to kind of like just turn the camera on and go live, you do kind of want to have an agenda,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
some
I
sort of
agree.
plan.
It helps to it's supposed to have a plan. Even just like bullet points. You're like, I'm gonna just do these things, and like whatever happens in between is like fun content. But I at least want to hit up these bullet points. So it always helps to have a plan when you go out.
Yeah, yeah. Do you write any type of dialogue or anything? Not dialogue, but just like outside of the bullet points of like I want to do these things. Is there
Do
anything
I
extra
like
you
write
write?
oh, not like
Like
a
a
script, you
script?
mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I might have like an idea in my head. I'm like, I want in general to like talk about this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't like hard plan it. I mean, I think some people do. They're like, I'm gonna go here and say this, then go here and say this, and go here and say this. I don't
Right,
really do that.
right.
I'm like, oh, I want to like in general talk about this kind of theme. But I also have like shit to do today, so I'm just gonna like do that, and then along the way, I'll like kind of talk about stuff. So I wouldn't say like I think I have like bullet points where like event like say this eventually, and then eventually say this. Like in
Mm-hmm.
general, I don't have, but I don't like have a script or anything.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
I do. I honestly like YouTube Magic though. I mean, like I've actually shot multiple intros before, like just for video, just like for stuff, even like easy stuff, for like, oh, let's go try this food or whatever. I've done like 4 or 5 intros for like that kind of video
that's yeah,
because
yeah.
yeah, I'll like fumble like words or whatever.
I think I'm like in this weird state where I didn't use because like you come from an editing back or at least I would say editing background, but you have more experience editing video or in audio. And when I used to like people would ask like, hey, can you do this for me? I would try to do it at one take as many times as possible. Just because I didn't
Oh,
know how
and a
to edit.
single, just
Yeah,
you don't want to edit your takes together. I mean,
yeah.
that
I didn't
helps
even have
too.
the software, and it
Yeah.
for whatever reason it like taught me how to like do it as much as possible in one take. And sometimes it's a good thing, right? Just having
You
it
know what
done.
helps cover cuts
Hmm.
is B-roll. B-roll will cover cuts. So if you
This
have
is
to do a bunch of, if you have to like you say something and then you say something else, but you like mess it up and you just start from that paragraph again, you have to have a jump cut, and it's
hmm
obvious that you did a jump cut. B-roll right on top of it. No one will notice.
there you go. I mean, in
Yeah.
some ways, like vlogging and IRL streaming, I mean, they go hand in hand because if you want to, you can definitely. And I think this is like the thing that at the very end of it all is, how do you turn your stream or your vlog into something that people can really kind of digest, right? Because like this right here is like a 30-minute stream, and there's like some cool points in here, like these Pokeballs.
I didn't know when did they enter? Oh, for Pokemon, I
Yeah,
see.
dude, I didn't even know about it.
Is this what is this, Lawson or what?
This is 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven? Yeah, because I don't have a 7-Eleven nearby, so I haven't gone to a 7-Eleven in so long.
Me neither. Honestly, this was one of the first times I've gone, and I would say
Yeah, I
like,
usually go to like Family Mart and stuff, but I didn't even know 7-Eleven had Pokeball onigiri, man. That's
dude,
funny.
it was crazy because like people
You
in
should, you
chat,
know what? That's yeah. You should have bought all three of those and you should
I
have ate
should have
them.
bought them.
Yeah, you
They
should
were
have bought
like
all
the
three of
most
them. Yeah,
normal. It was like rice and like
and like egg or something, right?
egg or
Yeah.
something. It was like the most
Oh,
normal
omura.
stuff.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Yeah, omurice and something like that. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
but
yeah.
dude, like the actual the packaging was so clean. At first,
Yeah,
I
looks
saw it
like a
from like,
Pokeball.
dude,
Yeah.
what the heck? This is pretty
Got one of
cool.
those Pokeballs there. Yeah, looks good though. That's
That,
content right there. That's
that's
content,
content.
dude.
Yeah.
You should have bought all three. I'm serious though. You should have bought all three of them. Yeah.
My yeah. So I was showing the stuff to my friend, and my friend was like in the U.S. and he was like, bro, you need to go back and get them. I need to
Yeah,
see what they
exactly.
taste like. And it's,
Well, they
it's
taste
the
like normal. They taste like normal
it's the
onigiri.
most mundane
Yeah,
thing for us, but
I know.
for other
Yeah.
people, it's like gold.
I think I often forget that too when I'm like out and I'm like, who gives a shit about this? But then I'll go home and I'll see some other YouTuber. It's like, we tried all the Pokeball only. I'm like, oh, someone did it. Oh, it has thousands of views. Oh, people do care about this. So yeah, I
It,
don't know, man.
yeah, it's crazy. Just the fact that for me, seeing a burrito in Japan doesn't make a difference, but for someone else, we're like, there's burritos in Japan. Like there's
Oh, those taste like shit though,
they're
man. Have
very
you tried
bad.
one?
They're not that
Yeah,
good. No.
I do eat them from time to time though because it's all you got. It's all
Sometimes
you got.
when it's the last resort, that's all you can do.
Sometimes you just want a wrap of some kind. Yeah.
Um, so I mean, it is that thing. Like, how do you turn it into content? And that was one of the things that I was looking at the GoPro for. The 11 specifically, it has like a 8x7 mode where it makes it a little bit easier to if you want to clip
Yeah, you can
something or
reframe it, right?
reframe it to like TikTok or Instagram, whatever, like that vertical package. That's a little bit easier. But honestly, I think you said something to me when we were talking earlier this weekend about just like sometimes, hey, it doesn't even matter. Just get it up, like edited, unedited,
Yeah.
whatever. Just get it up there.
Yeah, I think that's definitely some advice I heard where like if the biggest obstacle to you making content is just like, oh, I don't want to edit or whatever, like, oh, it's like I don't have this with me, like I don't have the right gear or whatever. Sometimes like it's better to just get something out, like in general, like to make content. So
Exactly.
if you want to like start a YouTube channel and all you got is your phone, just start with your phone.
Just do your phone. I mean, I've been you'll be surprised just how many
Have you
people
ever made a
have.
video with, have you made a full video with your phone before, right? Have you?
No, I don't think I have.
Never?
Have I?
I
No,
made a I made a
I've
full
never
I
had a
made
good
full
enough
video with my
phone to do it.
Oh, I made a full video with my phone before. I actually, it was weird. It was a video that I like didn't think anyone would make. I like made it for myself because I'm like, oh, I want to practice editing or I want to practice I just want to practice making content. So I'm gonna shoot this
Mhm.
thing with my phone. I'm like, nobody's gonna watch it. I don't care. It's okay.
People watched it.
Maybe like just two people will watch it. I don't really care. I'm just gonna practice. And then I put it up, and then it's like a couple thousand views on it. I'm like, what? Oh, okay, all right, fine. Yeah, it's like why? Also, I used a mic. I attached a mic to the phone for that video, but I actually like pointed it backwards. So I'm like talking into the back of the mic for like 30 minutes. So yeah, I mean, you can't fix that. I can't reshoot the video, right?
You can't reshoot it. You can't reshoot it. But
Yeah.
I mean, like all
You
these
can
things.
reshoot some stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's stuff that you learn, right? I mean, I learned a lot from just holding my phone and, like some things that I would like, some things I wouldn't like. So if you're
Mm.
streaming directly from Twitch on your phone, you can't actually type to the chat. You can just see the chat. You can't type back. Which I mean, I was like, oh wait, man, because one time my stream did die in the middle of it, but Twitch still had it going, like it was still showing as like live for me, but the chat was like, dude, the stream died, and then like chat was gone. I was like, did it die? And then there was the fact that one time I accidentally pressed the off, like the power button, so my phone went, the screen turned off. I turned it back on, and it's like, your stream has ended. And I'm like, oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Now that's actually how my stream ended. I was like, okay, that's so that
Peace.
I'm
Goodbye, guys. Yeah.
bye. I didn't even say goodbye. They were like, did someone tell you you couldn't be filming in there? Is that what happened? I'm like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
no, that's not it. I literally just was like, it is what it is. So
What's your plan for if you happen to be asked to like stop like filming or something? Like
I
how do you
mean,
think you're gonna?
I just put it away, you know. Honestly, for certain like shops, uh, I really just would like to first of all get their permission from the start, right? And I think that's a difference
Mm,
between like being our age now or where we work or how we work or whatever, knowing these things, as opposed to if we were like teenagers or something like, you don't even care. You just like take it in and do what you got to do. Um,
mm.
but yeah, I mean, I think one time I did take some footage of stuff, and I was just like, hey, can I
Can I film in
can I
here? Yeah.
film in here? And they were cool about it, you know. So I think that's how I want to handle it for
Going
more
forward.
going forward for places that have like merch, like designer merch or like a
Mm.
like that sort of thing, a store. A convenience store though, on the other hand, it's just like, whatever. The mall, whatever. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
um
I've filmed I filmed in SCUMO before, and
mhm,
that was honestly kind of awkward because there's a lot of staff around. So I kept it really. I used my DJI Action 2, which is like a tiny ass camera. I
mhm.
just like palmed it. I didn't even use a selfie stick. I just kept it in my hand. So I ended up accidentally covering the microphones. But yeah, I've done that. Actually, yeah, I use an action camera for like stores and stuff because you can like in a flash just drop that into your pocket. You should ask for permission, but if you don't want to, you got a small camera.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I think honestly, most people they'll kindly tell you like, "Can you please put that away?" I don't know about in other places, but it's one of those things where it's like, "Hey, can you put that away?" And you just do that.
I
I mean,
heard
that's it, right?
I heard a story from Reddit. I think it was a IRL streamer in Japan actually. So a guy went to a Koko Ichibanya, right?
Hmm.
And he was live streaming from there, just at his table or whatever. And he eventually had a member of staff come over to ask him to stop streaming. But what happened was, and this is so bizarre,
Hmm.
is there was a lady in the restaurant who just didn't like want to be filmed, or who was so offended that this person was like had a camera in the restaurant
Hmm.
that but instead of like directly complaining to either him or to the staff in the store, she called head office.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she called head office to complain. Then head office had to call the store, and then a guy from the
Wow.
store had to come to the guy and be like, "Okay, He said eventually they said like you can live stream, but you have to like go here in the corner where
And
no one is seen." Yeah,
pointed towards you. Like I
yeah,
figured
nobody.
that would be the thing. Like you could probably do like a quick shot out, but like in terms
Yeah,
of like where the camera has to face, it should be just towards your table, like you know?
yeah. So I mean, I found that what's very I don't know how to explain it. It's like a weird Japanese Karen thing, but like the fact that this Japanese lady like
Went
called head office,
head
yeah,
office, like
yeah.
that's went over the manager's head, like went over the direct person who was there.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
called head office, then head office had to call
dude,
them. I'm
that's
like, oh my god.
bro,
Yeah.
that's pretty messed up because if you think about it, that person, like the manager at that time, probably was like, I'm doing my job. I talked to this person, but like if you talk to head office, they think like, dude, the manager there just didn't know what he was doing. We had a customer call call head
Yeah.
office for this.
But then like that's an extreme case of just like I I don't know. So I don't know. I guess if you're gonna start live streaming frequently, like I don't know, we can be prepared for that kind of. There are definitely people in Japan who like don't want to be filmed. It is actually illegal technically to film people without the permission. Japanese privacy laws are a little stricter than privacy laws back home. But like pro tip by the way, for anyone who actually wants to be a vlogger or RL streamer, actually just outside of Japan, in North America, Canada, and North in America, it is actually not illegal to photograph or film people in a public space because you
Yeah,
give up any semblance of privacy in a public
in a
space.
public
So
space.
if
Yep.
yeah, if someone's like you can't film me, you actually can be
Yeah.
nice about it. I'm not saying be like I know my laws or whatever. Don't do that. But it is actually not illegal to film people in
Yeah.
public. In
Anything on
Japan, though,
private.
yeah, private property, like for example, the inside of a mall, that's a different story.
Exactly.
Um, But if you're out in like the streets or whatever, you can actually
You
have
can
people out there.
you can
So
do that. And I think that's why a lot of concerts in the US or whatever, like you'll see a lot of phones, and it's not like taboo or anything. It's a normal common thing because
yeah,
where that is, it's a public space. It's a for the most part, it's like a public space. But if you try to do that in Japan though, man, that is a public space where that person's private, like you can't film the actual
yeah,
artist.
you actually can't film
They
people.
will come and get you,
You,
like straight up.
you can be, I don't know, I guess fined. I don't know. I guess you would only need to worry about it if you're like a gigantic, big like content creator. But here's the thing: if you go to YouTube and you look up any big Japanese like vlogger,
Hmm.
you will find that they actually take the time to blur faces in public.
They do. Yeah, things are like
Yeah,
mosaiced or blurred or whatever, and
yeah,
it's
they
like
will blur people's faces. Yeah.
I don't know how much time that takes. If there's like a software that
It
does it, or
it's not too hard if you know how to do. It is a pain in the ass though. Basically, what you do is you duplicate your footage, so you have the same footage on top of each other,
Mhm.
and then you make a mask, and on the top like layer, the duplicate, you just use a blur
you
like
blur.
filter, yeah, like a blur
Okay.
filter. Yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad. Maybe there's an easy way to do it, but even then, I actually kind of understand what you're talking about. You're just putting
Yeah.
a footage over the other footage and then blurring the footage so it's like it's in sync basically. It's just like
Well, it's the same footage, just
it's the
duplicated
same.
on top of each
Yeah,
other. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how you would do it. It's not hard. It's just it is an extra step.
It's an extra
So,
step. So,
mm.
um, yeah. I don't know. I mean, for now, right now, I just want to kind of take some different types of footage. So on my bike, going to different places, and then also
Mm.
inside. Maybe go to like Akihabara or whatever, like some more touristy places because it's super easy to do it in tourist places. Like take cameras out because everyone's got them out anyway. So
I agree with you. Yeah, I had the same thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look so weird. And then I actually went somewhere and like there was like 7 people with like phone gimbals, and I'm like, oh well, fuck, like, oh okay, I could have
they're
done the same. Yeah.
they're out there anyway. So I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's totally fine. Um, so
How
yeah, I
often are
mean,
you thinking of? Sorry, like you wanted to start doing IRL stream now that you have the gear to do it. Are you gonna do this every Saturday, every second Saturday, or what?
I've got to get a schedule. I know I want to do at least once a month. And I was looking at the data plan in terms of like, for the GoPro anyways, I have 30 gigs of data and it's about 230 megabytes for like a 30-minute stream. So it's not too bad right there. But yeah, I really want to do it like at least like guaranteed once a month, and then try to figure out good ways to kind of take this content and stuff and turn it into actual like
Like for
clips
produced
or
content, you mean?
produce content or something. Yeah, because I think it's kind of interesting some of the stuff we're saying. Chat thinks it's interesting, so I figure there's some other people who might think it's interesting too.
Are you gonna like reuse live stream content, or are you gonna be like, oh, today we're just gonna like go to like the park and I don't know, and then like do a short video of the park, or
Oh,
like, hey
just
guys, we're gonna go to a store called Book Off or whatever, and just do
okay,
and then
like
make
vlog
make a
style.
video that yeah.
That's a good question because I have more control. You have more control then because it's not
It's not live.
it's not live or anything, and your footage is gonna automatically be much more cleaner. I think
But
I
yeah, because
turned.
you can do 4K or whatever it is you want. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at how this camera is turning, bro. It was kind of crazy.
Why did you
Um,
do that? Why did
uh,
you do that?
so the way my camera was set up was because
You were
I
trying to
have
see if it had horizon lock turned on, and it didn't have.
no, this
Yeah,
wasn't even horizon lock. This was just like my phone,
and you were
and
turning it upside down for some reason.
yeah. So like my camera was, I think it's like when it's one way, it's a lot easier for it to point at me and like me to be in the shot. But if it's
Oh, I
upside
see.
down, yeah, it was upside down basically. So,
That's so
um,
funny.
yeah, it
You're
was.
looking at, yeah, you went to a temple, I see.
Yeah, which was cool. I mean, like I was telling him, like, oh yeah, you remember this in like any Chilla Arts game for the most
Or
part,
any, or yeah, or any
um,
anime really.
or any anime. Yeah, it's crazy. Like some people, I know some people are coming to Japan. I'm like, the craziest thing about temples or shrines is, I'll tell anyone this.
Well,
before
you've been
we
to one, you've been to all of them.
exactly, and people were like, "What do you mean?" I'm like,
You've been to
"Oh,
one, you've
you'll
been to
see
them
them.
all.
You've been to
They're basically
one."
all the same, yeah.
They're yeah, they all face probably the same direction. They all have the same type of entrances usually. Like the setup at
Yeah.
the end of the day is going to be the same, even if
I
there's
mean,
a little bit
different
difference.
gods, but yeah.
Yeah, and for us, we don't know. I ain't got
Yeah,
a guide here. I don't know who and where.
if you don't know specifically like what is being worshipped at that shrine, and you're just like, oh, shrine, like
They're all the
they're like the
same.
same.
It's
They're like the
they're
same,
all the
yeah.
same.
I mean, definitely hit up the big famous ones for sure. If you're gonna come to Japan, and you're gonna go to Kyoto or something, then absolutely hit up, like Kiyomizu-dera, like that big shrine with the
Yeah,
big
because
stage or
those
whatever.
are different. Those are
Because
like
they're
that's a
unique,
different
yeah,
scale.
they're pretty unique and different. And if you're gonna stay in Tokyo, then you're probably gonna want to hit up, Sensoji on Asakusa and
Maybe the Jingu, the Meiji Jingu. I
but
think
yeah,
it's
Meiji Jingu, right? Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. And then, well, I guess it's just those two, right? And the big ones in Tokyo.
I think Nikko is the other one.
Nikko,
It
that's like
it's
a
like
park, isn't it?
it's a place to onsen, but it also has the it's the place with the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no
Oh,
evil. The
the
monkeys, yeah,
monkeys.
that's where they are.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
But you can also go to like an onsen there too. Like they're really known for onsens too. So there's a
Nikko is
lot
a
of
bit of it's a day trip though. You gotta
it's
take
a
a
day
bus or
trip.
something like
It's
that.
about
Yeah,
an
yeah,
hour and a half ish, something like that, if I remember correctly.
yeah.
So, anyways, like I said, we want to just keep it short and just, I mean, I don't know how much you could say this is a guide, but I mean, obviously, you need a camera. Number two, you need a little bit of a plan, and number three, you just need to have some courage and go out there, and um, maybe those are the top three things, right? And then let everything else just kind of fall into place. If you're doing it IRL or if you're doing it like vlog style, they're so similar that you can kind of use those rules for both of them. And of course, at the very end of the day, how do you want to put it out as content? If you want to just leave it on
Mm.
the stream, that's fine. Or if you want to
Yeah, I
actually,
noticed like I've been getting through the algorithm a bunch of YouTube channels that are just shorts, like
yeah,
not
yeah,
videos, like shorts, and that's just like off a phone, man.
yep, there,
So I mean, if you have something to share, the thing in your pocket will like let you do that.
it will, and you never
So
know. When it comes to those algorithms, just throw it out there daily. They're not. This is what I had to come to accept is that they're not all meant to succeed. It's a very different. It's a very different logic than the actual when you put out a video and you're expecting, okay, video one got this number, video two should get this number, video three should get this number, right? There should be some sort of rhythm to it. Nope. Shorts, they don't have a rhythm until you actually super like when you really break through, right? And you have a following, and then it's just eating itself. But until then,
yeah,
it's like you might have a video that's 3,000 views. The next one is 200 views, 200, 400, 7,000, 100. And you just have to accept like it just is what it is.
I mean, you probably also want to get like a niche, and if for you, if your niche is everyday life Japan, then definitely like I would say stick to that, right? You can
Yeah.
make all your content about that.
Yeah. Once you're in there, you're in the hole. You ain't going anywhere
Yeah, I mean, just
else.
make sure that you can branch out if you need to branch out, because like, what if you
You
leave Japan or something?
or so, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just had like a thought, Mr. Japan.
What if I leave Japan?
No, Mr. Japan. Where is Mr. Japan?
I don't know anymore.
Oh, we don't know. We don't know.
That is, this mic is very heavy. It only stays in one position.
My mic, yeah.
This mic is so
I
damn
had
heavy,
it fall
dude.
one time. It just fell like just
Like on stream.
on stream. The mic just collapsed,
Oh
and
man.
I was just like, "Oh, hold on, chat. Let me pick up the mic.
Wow,
Let
this
me
mic
put
is
it back
not.
on."
Yeah, this mic is not gonna relocate. Anyways, oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
that's gonna do it for us this week. You got anything you want to say in closing?
I don't know. I guess check out the streams. Yeah, I'm streaming tomorrow. Probably more Pokemon. I actually haven't been playing a lot of Pokemon. I'm playing much only on stream. That's not intentional. I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna play on stream. I just haven't been playing a lot of Pokemon recently.
Okay.
But I stream tomorrow. I don't know, man. Yeah, come hang out, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. check them out, man. Definitely fun streams there, and especially if you like any type of RPG type stuff or just relax. Honestly, like relaxing streams. That's what I have to say. If you just want like a nice chill stream, go check them out. Route 24.
Yeah, all my content, I always try to make sure that like the way that I come across like right now, which is just like me talking, I want to, I just want to be like a general, like a chill kind of like personality, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. It's very difficult for me to fake excitement. Like it's hard. So
I'm just saying, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm Alex. Yeah, I know. 2 years
yeah,
later. And then
yeah,
of course, you can follow me at NinjaTrixta, with the TA,
yeah.
NinjaTrixta. Still streaming Sonic. I'll
Oh yeah,
probably play some more of that after the podcast, make some progress in that. And then Plague Tale, which apparently I'm almost done with. Maybe next stream. So
that's
come on
cool.
by Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, Japan time, and you can catch Alex Tuesdays and Thursdays Japan time at 9 p.m. starting for all of us. And then of course follow Twitter at UGP_cast. You can also check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those wonderful places. We This should go up on video on Spotify, so I think you
Oh
can have an
really?
option. Yeah, they added it to Anchor for like upload, so we'll see how it kind of goes.
Damn,
But
cool.
until then, we'll catch you next week for episode 151 of the Unknown Games podcast, where we might actually talk about some actual Sonic again. I don't know.
Yeah, we should probably.
We maybe we should. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll catch you later.
All
Peace,
right.
everyone.
Sounds good. Peace.